Hello everybody, PTG, Proxy Table Gaming, keeping that train rolling. I am Pike G with Lucky Sixes.
Super Bowl!
Super Bowl night, yeah, you were watching it less than 6 hours ago.
I have no idea how I'm up now, by the way.
No, I didn't watch it because I'm sane and sensible and boring. But yeah, there we go. I hear it was a good game.
Very good.
We won't provide spoilers in case anyone is watching it.
We like the sports ball.
Yes, we do. Yeah, you're knackered. You don't look knackered. You look beautiful as always, Lucky Sixes.
I know.
Well, of course you do. 'Cause, I mean, any time between then and now that you haven't been sleeping.
There was a 5-minute period where I looked bad. Yeah.
Well,
there was.
Yes.
I'll admit.
It's understandable. As you get older, it kind of happens, doesn't it? So yeah. But no, beautiful as ever now, and ready for a battle report of the.
Ready, baby, and we're done. Tech finally in the reports wise, and we move on straight away to prep for Art of War.
Yes.
So we're obviously changing our armies and going up for some different stuff. From my point of view, it's the Kingdom of Equitaine.
Great.
We have jumped on the hype train entirely.
Yes.
Not often we sort of like patch onto a new book, so with my models dusty in one of those shelves behind me, I decided to get these out and start playing with these and get ready for Art of War, really.
You've kind of been waiting for an excuse to do a tournament with Equitaine, haven't you?
Yeah.
The new book is the best excuse you're going to get, really.
It's got to be, right? So all the fun flavours that haven't been fixed yet. And I'm calling it now. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good.
Okay.
So my expectations are higher going into a tournament.
Are they? Right, okay.
I think they're a better book than what I know. Well, apart from when I play Warriors, a better book than what I normally play with. So,
okay.
Yes, very good, very good. So I should talk about my list. These are pre the update.
Because I had the same problem.
We had lots of update stuff and changes throughout, and it was quite an early. It was during the Christmas period, actually. This one, so quite early on in having the Kingdom of Equitaine. So talking through the list a bit more specifically, it doesn't change too much moving forward, but this is what it is this time round. Obviously, a little sneaky peek: 4,615. That was what they started off as, so they've been quite aggressively priced at the time. Equitaine Lord on the Pegasus, so has hard target on him. Shield Dust Forge for a total of 1-up rerollable against non-magical, and 2-up rerollable against magical. I think this is in total. Lance with Divine Judgment, so that's the D3 on the charge, so pretty brutal. Crown of the Whisk King for fun and for some magic support because I haven't got a master, and then I've gone for Paladin, Sainted, and Honor. Honor is giving more attacks when you're in the front and better bonus to movement, and Paladin and Sainted is
there's all sorts, isn't it?
Loads of stuff. So extra with Sainted, you get the +1 attack, +1 defensive, and some other bits around that. Paladin, you get divine attacks as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's whether or not the Paladin is needed.
Yeah, because Paladin means not a leader as well.
Means I can't be a general, which obviously has issues elsewhere in my list as well. So, but he's a beast, really. He can take on most monsters, most multiple wound stuff on the charge, and normally if he's going in the front, he's about movement 10 in the charge as well. So pretty good. Next, Equitaine Lord, because obviously they don't have the hero Equitaine. From that point of view, again Pegasus Charger, Battle Standard Bearer, Ether Icon, Obsidian Rock for Measure Resistance 3, Alchemist Alloy as well to take him up to 1-up armor with Lucky Charms, 1-time rollable, and Faith is with the new Orison tokens.
Sure.
I'm trying using all the right terminology, but that is basically if you cast or do an Orison on their units, it's for free. So it seems like a auto include in my opinion. My magic setup has gone for the double adept. Obviously got the Crown of Whisking as well. So the damsel with divination, with magical heirloom and sacred chalice. Sacred chalice is if magic resistance 1, and if her unit is targeted, then she gets a veil token for her sin. So which is very cool. Then the folk hero Quinn is witchcraft, basically for the double buff to offensive and defensive skill. Is very nice, I think, and lots of chances for between them, rerolls to hit and all that stuff. Lightning Van Braces because it is mighty cheap at the moment, and if you're not taking it, have a look at yourself because it's going up. So it can't stay at that for Hand of Heaven for that. But yeah, so basically 7 spells in total. The folk hero is discipline 8 as opposed to the damsel 7, so that becomes my hero. My general. Very interestingly. So we'll see if discipline 8 is enough. I don't normally play with anything below 9, so that will be new to me. Feudal Knights, the core Knights. Knights Banneret gives you +1 combat res and the ability to take a banner, which I've taken Creston's Crest, which is +1. Again, combat res if you have 3 ranks or more, and in this one I tend to have 5 at the minute anyway. We'll see. Standard Bearer Stalker Standard, so they don't take DTs. 2 lots of Order Sergeants, 1 9 unit with great weapons and Order Minister. That's probably where I'm going to put the folk hero. The other one just a light lance chaff / support. Big unit Peg Knights with the Aura Flame and Banner of Discipline. Banner of Discipline, just make sure nothing silly happens, even though they are Discipline 9 rerollable. But I don't want any. No luck. No bad luck with them in that front. 8 Knights Penitent, who are my pick from the Knights of the Knights Equitaine book, the new book. Basically the unstable guys. With Order Minister and stuff, 2 wounds, 2 up armour, great weapons, better horses. They're what I think is going to be good. I do have to use them well.
And not put your damsel in.
Yes, as we found out from things. 2 Trebs because they're well cheap. They are a bit shitter, but they are cheap now. So they're in, and 5 Human Riders for chaff. Phew,
if you come up against vermin swarms, though, those Trebs are brilliant.
Well, or King of Equitaine, actually.
Yes.
But it's I like. I've got the models. I've always had 2 Trebs. They're half the price now, so get them in. Was my opinion. They're the first things on the list. So Tony's rocking the Warriors of the Dark Gods. Flips between that and Demons at the minute, and chose the Warriors. Big Feldrick Ancestor, no special weapon but does have paired. Sorcerer General, Veil Walker, Wisdom Master, Evo, Magical Heirloom, Destiny's Call. So it doesn't want to be in combat or anything, but Destiny's Call basically for the Aegis. Chosen Lord on the horse this time. Yes. It has gone to Chimera, but it's going to using the horse with trophy rack. Hellforce Armor, Death Cheater, so 1 up with a 4 up Fortitude. Great Weapon, Immortal Gauntlets, basically chooses someone, I think, that is to re-roll against, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not as clued up with all the items in Warriors book.
Lust, so he can flee. Along with the Warrior Knights later on, they've got Lust as well. He's got big unit of Warriors with Envy, so that is the reroll 1s on the charge, I think.
I love how a unit of 18 Warriors is a big unit.
It is.
They are for Warriors, but anyone else, 18 skinks.
No, absolutely, yeah. Banner of Speed to go with the Envy, basically to make them get them into as quick as possible. 2 lots of Fallen Chaff. 1 big unit of Feldrax with Halberd, and that'll be really interesting for me to deal with because I need to get rid of them quick if I go in. And their movement 8 as well, so they're probably outdo some of my units even. 4 Chosen Knights, as we said, 5 Warriors and 5 Flayers as well.
But his points cost took a bit of a hit lately as well.
Yes, again, before all the updates, so actually we're about the same, which is interesting. But yeah. Played Dawn Assault and King of the Hill. Just rolled it up, had some fun. This is the wonderful Kingdom and Equitaine with some proxies at the minute. Well, at the stage anyway. So we've got the guys for Damsel. The Green Knight is now my Quinn general folk hero, which I think is quite apt. Archaeon, Archaeus, for IP reasons, is my general on Peg. Killy.
Not general. Yeah.
Well, yes, the big Duke.
Yes.
Duke. And then the one on the funny lizard insect
demon creature.
Is my BSB, who will go in the Peg Knights. So obviously the Peg Knights bases have changed, so we've got nice white proxy bases there. Yes, and I'll probably go through all the units when they are deployed as well. But that was just a nice picture.
They're beautiful models that you picked up. I mean, some years ago, so it's surprising, really, that this is the first time they've gone to a tournament.
Yeah, and I had more than enough models as well to make the things, and they're all like so. The ones on the left are great weapons, so they're all WYSIWYG in that regard as well. So, generally speaking, when you're looking at them, it's the colourful ones are all the peasanty Ordo lots, and the ones in unison are the actual units. So. Tony's here. This is we played at my place. So this is the setup. We hang the washing just through there for anybody wanting to know.
Essential info, yeah.
Yes, but yeah, and that was just him lining up his. And again, if you follow us on Twitter, you would have seen this picture as well. So we put some at the time as well. So do follow us on Twitter and that, because you get some insider information on what's going on and some pics of the battles and stuff like that. On to deployment, and I will move us, as is tradition, because not too bad. It's not too bad. But yeah, so basically, it's Dawn Assault. I can't go in the bottom left. He can't go in the top right, as you're looking at it. He also chose to keep his Chosen Knights in reserve,
nice.
Which is something we don't normally do. So that was interesting to see. I didn't choose anything for reserve and deployed thusly. We've got the Sir Kills a Lot on the left on the hill. Basically, he dropped to go first, basically. So I had plenty of time to match up, and the Feldrak Ancestor is exactly what I want to test my Sir Kills a Lot against. So we shall see. The BSB and Peg Knights are next, just on the hill so they can see stuff. So already I've got quite a good zone in position. The big unit of Feudal Knights with Damsel is next to them. Trebuchet, then Yeoman with the Ordo Sergeant unit, again with the Quinn on the top left of that unit as well. The other light troops, the light lance unit with the Trebuchet behind, and the Penitent out on the right, which I think I don't think is normally where I would put them, but I put them there because I thought then they have free reign going up there, and potentially could even threaten the 2 fallen units, and which is where his general is, General Sorcerer. So that's interesting. So he's got Feldrak Ancestor. He's got his Lord out of the units, facing off against my pick. So it's the 2 best units really of each army on that side, which is very interesting. He's got his purple Flayers with his 18 warriors and behind them. Then he's got his 5 warrior knights. Then Feldraks. Behind the Feldraks are some fallen with his sorcerer general, and on the right is some more fallen protecting his flank.
Yeah, so his Chosen Knights have got to come on from the left side.
From the left side, yeah.
So anywhere on that short edge is where they've got to come on from, turn 2 onwards.
And there is space between the impassable down the bottom, which we checked beforehand. So
okay.
Probably when he asked me that was a spoiler.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's worth checking because otherwise, when you actually come to measure it, your options are limited, aren't they? So.
Yeah, it was a friendly game as well, so we were all talking through lots of stuff. He moves thusly. He sidesteps with his ancestor, which in my book is a win, because the ancestor just chew through anything more often than not. So if he's cautious with that, he also sidesteps with his lord, which makes me think that this my lord Sir Kills a Lot is a decent setup. I'm going to move us to the top right again.
So just remind me, he dropped for first. So,
he dropped for first, so I got the matchups.
So you counter-deployed, do you?
Yeah. He pushes up with his flayers to be like that, so that I can't charge past him with the big Feudal Knights. Moves up to the wall with his warriors there. And moves up in the middle with his knights just to give some potential charges, but I don't really want any of them. But also to set himself up for some charges. That's
remind me what the objective is? I've forgotten already.
King of the Hill. So where his Feldrax are, just behind them, they have a token.
Right. Okay.
Which is, I think that's a ruins, or it was a forest that got turned into a ruins because of
Wasteland Torch
or whatever. And then on the hill is my token.
Sure.
So yeah.
Are your Pegasus scoring?
No.
That version?
No. But I don't need to have a scoring
you don't,
mine. No. I just need to stop his scoring, which obviously with the Chosen Knights coming on is something I have to deal with late game. He gets one off here with magic. I think I forgot about my Aegis saves as well, which is silly because every unit has Aegis saves, something to get ready for. And onto my turn, so I move up the Penitent basically to be flank chargy. I move up my Feudal Knights because I don't mind if his flayers come into me.
No,
I mean combat res alone means I should win, and I'll probably get a few attacks, so I don't mind that, and it means he can't charge me with anything as well. So
you didn't want to charge them to get rid of them?
No, because it opened up his Lord and the Feldrax like on a 10 or something. I'm like, I don't want that.
No.
I moved up all three on the right to be quite aggressive against his knights, and gave him the option of going into me if you want. I also thought as well, I'll face my yeoman into the flayers to see if I can pop one or two off from shooting, and maybe force a panic. So that'll be a bonus if I can. I've got some magic missiles and stuff like that as well. Oh, I should say I rolled up. What did I roll up?
Is it Awaken the Beast?
No, Ancestral Aid. No, not Ancestral Aid. What's my favourite spell? Alter Sight. So I now have 3 ways of improving my offensive skill, which is interesting. And
you roll that up before choosing your spells, don't you? So, I mean, you've got divination anyway. Oh no, Alter Sight's cosmology, isn't it? Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget that. Yeah.
But yes, so and then I move up a little bit on the left, basically to keep zoning his ancestor and to maybe put some pressure on the warriors. And the pegs just sort of turn around because they're pretty happy on the hill, zoning a lot of stuff.
Is that ruins on the top right, which we may be covering, where the Fallen are? Is that impassable or ruins?
Impassable, yeah.
Okay, so you're not worried about the Fallen coming into the flank of the Penitent then?
No, I mean, even if they do, I've got 2 up, 5 up, 2 up, 6 up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm just thinking it holds you in place, Eternal too.
No, absolutely. But I think
if they can't get in, then fair enough.
They're his only chaff, really, and I think he needs him to prevent me from getting into his Lord. So
sure.
Yeah. I do 1 wound, but it's not enough for panic. So they stay as they are. I don't do any I don't get handed heaven off, which is my only magic missile as well. So that's all it is. My trebs come down. One of them does. Started with 18, so I think 5 wounds. I want to say.
That's good.
So decent start for them. And back onto his turn. So I don't use so far I haven't used any Orison in any other phases. I know you can in but there hasn't really been reason in shooting or anything for me to get extra Aegis, so I'm kind of leaving them for combat is my thought process here. So he charges the chaff. He brings these guys on. They come on early doors.
That's handy.
And as you can see on the left, they're sort of like putting a bit of pressure. I will move us again. Well, good bottom right, maybe. So his Fallen come up out of line of sight of my Penitent for some counter charges and chaffing. But otherwise, his Flayers tried to chaff both my units, and I don't really mind with the Great Weapon Order Sergeants because they don't want to go into anything really. So I don't really mind that. Obviously, the Feudal Knights will probably have to go into him at some point now, and he's being quite aggressive with his Lord now into the Peg Knights. Now that he can get out of line of sight with my Lord, because I can't zone them both.
Is your trebs, are they large in size?
I believe so.
Okay, I'm just thinking one of them might not be able to see the warriors if they were standard, because your cavalry's standard tall.
Sure.
But
I don't know. I think they are. They are.
Well, if they were, then that would be the answer.
Yeah, we were playing them as they are, so if
sure.
not, then it was wrong.
I just know I'm terrible with war machines and being able to get my own line of sights correct. So
well, I don't normally have them, so it could be a mistake. I will check after this, but So I mean, he moves his Feldrak to start coming around as well. He knows he's going to lose that dance, so wants to move him back into the fray. And the Feldrak stay back because of the Penitent, basically. So it's not too bad. Not too bad at this point. The Lord scares me though, the Chosen Lord, because he will chew things up. He gets 2 wounds off with I think it's a Hellfire. Again, I forget my Aegis, and they panic and run. So the Leadership 8 wasn't good enough in this scenario, which is interesting. He gets Ancestral Aid off, not for this combat, but for future if they get charged. Obviously kill the chaff. And on to my turn. And I decide the Penitent aren't any better if they get charged or charge. So in terms of the Feldrak. But if I go in, let's see if we can clear these up for some and see what we can do with the Feldraks.
Penitent great weapons.
Yes.
Obviously
the horses aren't, but the warriors will be going first. But the horses are strength 5, so it's worth knowing. Actually, in hindsight, I probably should have put them 4 wide because of the horses. It's worth doing, and I don't really get anything from having 2 in the back rank. So
no.
Interesting.
That's what friendly games are for, isn't it? So those formation things.
He flees because of lust, and I redirect and go in. I need a 11 to get into this one, but I don't lose anything by declaring that charge. So we'll see. And over here, I see the warriors with now only 13, and I have a 6 and a 7 rerollable with the so kills a lot into the warriors, and my plan there is to crisscross really. You get the Lord over to the side with the Ancestor. If I can get through the warriors, which 5 Peg Knights and 2 Equitaine Lords should do, I'll have an overrun into the Ancestor, and then I'll really see what my Lord is capable of. Are
you agility 5 with at least on those charges, or is
on
it
the charge? I think I am. I think
because attacking before the warriors means that's just delightful.
Yeah, and I mean they've got they've got parry and stuff, which is important, but I've got ways of increasing my agility and stuff like that with detonation. So we go in and we get in, and if I'm honest, I think this is a foregone conclusion. Really, I'm pretty happy with my positioning, and I managed to get the overrun into the Ancestor. Forget it. So I'm keen to see how quickly you can deal with the Ancestor, but I'm pretty sure that's I'm strength 7, multiple wounds with 7 attacks as I'm in this run. So pretty happy with that. I charge the chaff just to get rid of them because nothing else can really charge this unit. So I'm pretty happy. And they failed to get into the Feldraks.
Okay. Yeah.
In other news, my light lance unit rally on Unleashed Bait, so that's always good. And I have a bit of issues with the Feudal Knights because of the Lord, but I do manage to get them out of line of sight of his Lord. Only just.
Yeah.
But managed to move them there. That obviously then of no use whatsoever there. But
no. But you did that in the previous battle that we had. Like at one stage, you just literally took 2 turns, you moving your Feudal Knights around the board, and it turned out to be a great tactic for you. Because in turns 5 and 6, you got on back into the action, and they helped win the battle.
Well, that's my fault. If I charged the flayers, I wouldn't be able to get out of line of sight. And this way, I can. I mean, I do have a Raven Swing as well, which I'll probably, with all the magic probably going in the Warriors unit, that'll be important. So. Yeah, just get out of dodge at this moment in time.
Very good.
I get Know Thine Enemy off. I'm not going to lie, I forgot about parry, so I was really pleased to see him put this off, let this go, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. And +2 agility is always nice, but I did think I was now hitting on 2s, and obviously I'm not. But yeah. And he stops the rerolls to hit and divine, obviously. I think that's Ancestral Aid, isn't it?
Rerolls to hit and divine?
Yeah.
Do you mean...
from Divination.
From Divination, you mean Stars Align?
Stars Align, then, yeah. So he stops that one, he puts all his things there. And I Raven Swing these guys to turn them around, basically, which is nice.
A bit more useful.
Yeah, so they can potentially countercharge and stuff like that. It's mainly for the Chosen Knights, actually, if they come up aggressively, which they could have before, and now we'll have to think about it. I get Evil Eye off on the Lord as well, which is always nice, and because of an enemy guiding light on these guys, so because they're only leadership 8,
sure,
and not rerollable because the Peg Knights have gone. Treb misfires and is out of the game, so
okay,
yeah, standard. I get with my other Treb though, I get 3 guys.
That's cool.
So he's got his Sorcerer and 2 Fallen left. I dispose of the chaff.
Great.
With no penalty behind me. And over here, so this is, I believe, after combat.
Oh. Wait, hang on. You killed what, 4 of him?
Yes. So I needed to kill, and he's reformed actually. So he's now
he's
7 wide now.
Oh, you killed less than 4.
So I put the Orison +1 to hit on them. I've already got it on the Lord, so I'm hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s.
And that's because
6.
And they've got parry and distracting. Is that right?
I don't. Yes. Yeah. So the +1 hit basically means I'm hitting on 4s, and I don't hit with a single Peg Rider. With any of their attacks. My Lord, I think, kills 3. My Peg Lord, BSB kills like 2. I needed to kill, I think, out of 13 they started with. They got 7, 8, 9, 10. I killed 3.
That's rough.
And that I am light troops, whatever. So they are steadfast. And
the warriors. Yeah, of course they do. The general's right there, isn't he?
That's not good, folks.
No, not ideal.
That's all my punching power has been absorbed by basically the wall.
Because I suppose Know Thine Enemy +2 offensive skill didn't help at all.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. And I forgot about parry. I thought even with distracting, if I'm hitting them 2s down to 3, and then +1 back to just I was hitting on 4s rather than 2s, and I Rebel Lanced, even with the new Orisons, and I was sitting there just going, I can't believe I've done 3 with that many attacks. I genuinely can't. I only took 1 in return, but
that's not the problem, is it?
Yeah. And obviously I'm facing his ancestor, and another spoiler, my Lord is nothing when he doesn't charge.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've had the Divine lance, whatever, divine judgment, whatever it's called, the lance on my Equitaine board before and been charged with it. So it's not great.
Yeah, a nice close up though of the models, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
In return, the ancestor comes in, and I don't want to find out how that goes.
No.
That was not something I had planned, and yeah, not the best. He double charges my penitent as well, going in for the kill, seizing the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we are at. He rallies with his lust, feigned flight chaps, and moves his lord in there, thinking that that's probably the safest place for him. Moves his chosen knights up slightly, but gets in with all the charges, and the sorcerer lord is the only one virtually just staying where they are.
Yeah,
not caring. Okay. Yeah. Close up, he gets some. This is Spectral Blades, so reels to wound. It's irrelevant really at this point. My lord dies. Does go down. I kill as many off the charge as I do on the charge, and considering I'm now strength 4 with everything rather than strength 6, that's embarrassing. He's still steadfast though, so this warriors unit alone is just so annoyed. We do stick around though, and obviously his ancestor has to pivot, so I've got one potential turn to clear up the warriors, or hopefully not clear them up and chase them.
That would be ideal. Yeah.
And history says I won't kill him, so it was just one of those. I'm just like, it's the first time I got to play this, and they've absolutely bounced. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, and it's cost you your lord. So
yes, yeah. It cost me my lord big time. And like the other way, if he charges into the ancestor, I don't think the ancestor swings. It's
I mean your agility would be higher. I guess it would.
My agility's higher, my offensive's higher, and then obviously has the +1 to hit, so he's hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. No armor save with multiple wounds, D3 on 7 attacks. Yeah,
should have been. Yeah,
the maths are in my favour. However, if he doesn't charge, it's a very different matter.
Yeah, as demonstrated.
Yeah, so I put +1 Aegis on this to make them Aegis 5 up. And I kill a Feldrak, which is nice, but I take 4 wounds as well. So I think it's a yin and yang sort of thing. But with their charges, as opposed to my banners and stuff, I take another 4 wounds unstable. So good that I've kept them in there, and I'm not too displeased with that. And I think magic can help me now at this point. And this is what they'll be used for. I think more and more is that roadblock. Because they're not running. They'll never run. So even at this point,
so you lost 2 and took 2 from unstable.
Yeah, and in my next magic phase, I'll get 1 back with 1 wound. They have 2 wounds each, I'll get 1 back in my next phase, which is mental. I think it's such a crazy thing, just for free, and there's nothing they can do about that, which is just insane.
Only 1 back with 1 wound though. It's only 1 HP.
Oh yeah, but it's still 1
model,
back. So, in an effort to try and resolve my right side and get some things, I charge this unit of great weapons.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Thinking I can put some orisons on there. They've got a 3 up, probably 5 up, I think, going in. If I put the Aegis on them as well, so they're not too bad. And it's charge and flank and all that stuff. So otherwise, I move up.
Ooh.
So I know why I did this.
This is interesting.
Yeah, so I move up my Feudal Knights to basically as a counter charge to when his ancestor comes in.
Right.
Obviously, I know that the Lord is right there and can charge, and my light troops go where they are. I want to stop his unit charging me in the flank. His knights charging me, and I think I've done that at this point, but we will see later on. At this point, I'm not caring about the chosen knights. I can't do much about them.
I was going to say, I mean, what's he got there? Like a 8 or 9?
It's a decent one. I think it's 10 plus.
Okay.
But again, I mean, I want to put
Possible.
all my... Yeah, it's see whether or not he's going to allow Ravenswing is my thing.
Sure.
So if I can get Ravenswing, I can actually go and pressurise his either his Feldrak ancestor or his actual Sorcerer General, who's a lot of points.
Yeah.
I get 2 Orison tokens off, so I'm now back up to 4 for... Well, I mean, you couldn't have been counting because I didn't say to start off with.
No, it's 4 what you start with in each battle.
3 I start with.
Okay.
I think I got one early doors. I'm not sure, but either way, he let this one go at this point. And the only spell I do get off, because he wants to stop all my magic helping buff the combat, is Ravenswing, and I go this way. So I've got a potential rear charge if that continues and carries on, and I've also got a charge on his Lord, on his Sorcerer. So I'm really happy with this. I don't get any wounds off for the Ravenswing, but I'm happy enough.
Yeah.
Over to combat, and I kill 3 and don't make him any passes. I think it was like a 4 as well, so I was like, I had a chance there as well. He did position his ancestor so that whatever happens, he would have got in though. Unless I rolled a 12 or something crazy. So he doesn't do any wounds to me, so I've still got a full complement, but I turn to face this so the ancestor's at least in my front, because we've got to give ourselves best chance possible, really.
Yeah.
I put +1 Aegis on the Penitent and +1 to hit on the flanking unit, give them the best chance to do some damage, really. And after combat, I do kill another Feldrak, and I lose 1 wounds worth on the Penitent and 3 wounds worth on the Ordo Sergeants in the flank.
Okay.
I kill his Fallen,
it's nice.
it seems. But with all the combat res, I still lose by 2.
2, of course.
So, but my guys in the flank are not steadfast actually, but they stick. And yeah, that's where we're at. Maybe I'll ask 4 and 1 combat. I'm not sure, because Fallen was like 5, and I've got a charge in the flank and loads of banners. So, but yeah, either way, we stick around, and that's where we're at. Probably could have / should have gone 1 deep.
I was wondering about that, with the
but I don't, which is a strange one. And for people that will say on YouTube, and thank you for that, this is wrong.
Right.
So he charges there because at the time we look at it and go, well, you can get into my flank, you can just move that thing and it's in. But actually, when you look at it, he's in my rear.
Sure. Yeah.
And we don't even consider that as a thing. We were like, as long as you can touch, you can do it. And I was like, I swear I chaffed you. I was like,
I suppose if you'd gone 7 wide, it would have been very obvious that he was in your rear.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it would have been impossible.
And he definitely would have chaffed. Yeah. So we just didn't think about it, and he charged, and I couldn't. I was clutching, but I couldn't find any reason why he couldn't get in.
Sure.
Even if I'd moved to the right to maximise some more, I think we moved on pretty quickly. But it wasn't like he was rushing me. But no. I didn't reform, and we didn't spot that it was in my rear. So it's counted as a flank. So it is the flank as far as I'm concerned. But obviously that's really bad because he can make way with his Lord. This is not a good spot, really. He charges the Ancestor in,
of course he does,
and moves his Chosen Knights up pretty aggressively. On the hill, though, probably won't move
getting
off.
The objective,
but getting the objective. So, I mean, I've got that with the Feudal Knights. I can get the objective as well.
If they decide there's no other value for them.
He has moved his Sorcerer behind the hill so that Trebs can't get him now as well, because with the Ancestors being depleted, there's now more move over. I kill the warriors, so it's points at least. And so I did 3, 3, 3, 2. So there you go. And I need to
The thing is, though, that could have easily doubled or maybe even tripled on the charge.
And this is what I kept telling myself, is like, and on another day, I just go through them. Like, I've got 7 attacks from the Lord, 5 from the other Lord. I mean, there was 10 attacks from the Pegasus riders that didn't hit at all. Even with 5 of them go through. I think I needed 3 originally more to kill it, to stop it steadfast.
Yeah, sure.
And so, on another day I go through it and it's a very different flank, and already by now I've turned around and I'm back in the game. So I'm not displeased with what I did. I'm displeased with how it went.
Yeah, but, it's a missed opportunity, isn't it?
So just the dice happened today. This is after combat. I only lose 3 to his lord, and my penitent to keep plugging away with their great weapons, and we between us do another Feldrak gone, and end up holding, I think. No
champion in the Ordos, or you didn't take a duel with
I didn't take it
with your general.
No, I didn't take a duel. I don't think.
Because your general's in that.
Although my general was there, so maybe I did. Maybe that's what happened. But yeah, so I only lose by 1 or something, I think, because I've got flank, he's got charge, but I'm not sure. But I do end up fleeing with my general's unit. He overruns and goes into my flank of the new one, so at least I've chaffed them there in that regard. But he does get 2 for 1, and I must lose by 2 because my penitent are down to 2 now. But it is my turn coming up, so Feldrax I might get as well. I'll have to sacrifice the objective, I think. But yeah, this is state play after combat, and I'm really hoping I rally on it. So Feudal Knights go into the rear here. It's just one of them. I see what I can do. Get them up some points. I don't think the guys on their own couldn't do it, so I just need to help out there. They continue to flee, so Leadership 8 killing me, really. And I misfire, but he's alright with my Treb on his... I don't know what it was, actually. Over here, he kills my BSB. I think I challenge at this point. But I stick around, so there's that, at least. Okay. And he kills loads. Doesn't kill me to a man, though, which is funny. And I flee and he turns around. So,
what turn is this?
I'm going to say top of the 5th. I'm going to say, because it's his turn.
Okay. Top of the 5th. So you've got a turn 5 to rally that guy. I know on half leadership, so it's not likely. And then move him onto the back of the hill behind the Chosen Knights?
Maybe. My Feudal Knights do exactly that, go through the Feldrax, the depleted Feldrax already. I don't kill them all to a man, but they don't do anything back to me, the single guy, and I run them down and get to be like this. Decided to go with both, because I couldn't think of what to do with the Feudal Knights, if I'm honest. Even going front-facing, it doesn't look good. So I'm at least hoping to save one of those units. Because Penitent, with keep getting wounds back, will actually be more than what more than 25%, so I could save their thing entirely. He charges my Feudal Knights, I flee, and then he charges... he charges my fleeing general unit to get them off the board first, and that's where they go, and then charges the Feudal Knights. I denied about fleeing and seeing if I get away, but in the end I didn't, and I just took it, and
it's not going to go well.
He's not got... Yeah, well, it wasn't going to go well anyway, and then he got Spectre Blades and Central Aid, so...
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a shame. At least they got the Feldrax, which are 750 points, so there's a bit of help there. He's not doing too many wounds. I mean, I'm not doing any to him. Like 2 over the course of 5 turns. But we stick around again. So at least they're putting up an effort of a grind, which they don't really want to be in.
No.
Over here, decimation happens. I do kill 1, 2. It looks like actually, but it doesn't.
I think you killed the other one earlier. Actually, there's been 4 on the general for a while.
So Yeah, I mean, decimation happens. I run. I do get away, so at least I've got that. But it will just hold him up and it's his last turn coming up. So yeah. I get a really blurry stars align on them.
And rally.
So
that won't help much.
maybe I can get, if I get lucky, I'll get the 3 knights. But it's not.
Yeah.
And the whittling away keeps going. I do stick, but it keeps whittling. He goes in, kills them, no problem, really.
Of course,
even with my stars align. And keeps plugging away here, keeps plugging away. I rally, woohoo!
Oh, great.
With this guy, so that saved half points on them. But, the combat keeps going on. I do nothing to him, and he's just chewing through me at leisure. And enjoying it. You can see on the expression on his face is
that's where he wants to be.
Really loving it. Yeah, really loving it. And here we are.
Yeah.
A 19-1, which could have been so different. It could have been so different. But it comes down to the one charge, really. The rest of it is me. I perhaps could have been. I don't know. I don't know whether going into the Feudal Knights was good money after bad sort of thing, as they say. But
yeah, I mean, maybe if you turned to face instead of overrunning with the first one and then fled, you might have had more of a table to flee into
potentially
from where you were.
Yeah,
but it's still not ideal because I mean, cavalry can easily catch cavalry if there's not that much distance between them to begin with.
Yeah, and I mean, another day if I can rally my queen. Before so he's not fleeing on his turn, so he can flee me off. That's another thing as well. So it's it was a really fun battle. It was really good to see like everything going on and stuff. That knight unit really caused me a lot of issues. In the middle. But I don't feel bad about the way I played. I don't think it was necessarily that. I think towards the end I was just trying to get as many points as I could rather than playing anything tactical. The potential I could have run away with the Feudal Knights, kept their points, but I don't know whether that's better than getting the feral.
The trouble is, you're so long that unit that it only takes one big roll and you're off the table. So no matter where you start,
I don't have to be that long. I could be 4 wide and still get everything. The issue with that is I need, in order the banneret to work, I need at least 3 ranks. So this way he needs to kill 7, but the other way he needs to kill 5. So I guess it's horses for courses, really. But there's that. I think one of the takeaways was obviously my BSB and the Peg Knights going off meant that I didn't have a BSB around. Divination somewhat helps with that, but I'll probably be looking to have my general a bit closer to the pegs if possible. In the future, but I mean they could have been back in the fray as well if they'd have gone.
Well, the whole point of the pegs is that they're mobile and they can just go smash some things up and then get back in within a turn or two, and that unfortunately just didn't happen. So. Yeah,
but no, it was a good game, good start, and keen to crack on with the Knights of the Realm. Equitaine, I should say. As always, when we're starting new armies, I'm happy for Sir Killer Lot to be renamed by people. So put that in the comments. I need a name for all of my characters.
Didn't he used to be Duke Ragnar?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. When I had the Brothers of Bretonia.
Yeah, you did.
The day. Yeah. So do you like Ragnar, King Ragnar? Do you like Sir Killer Lot? Whatever.
I think you got to have Ragnar and Rolo, haven't you?
Right.
Pegasus charges.
But yeah, so put that in the comments. We'll pick the best ones for the tournament, and let us know on Army Lists and things what you're bringing. This will be very similar to my Army List. If you've seen any of the Art of War stuff, you'll know it's very similar to what I take with a few nuances. And really looking forward to playing with them. Even off the back of this, I was like, King of Equitaine's still OP. I'm just shit with them.
And Tony is very good with his warriors at the moment. He's played a good few battles with them. He's got a bit of a hex over me and you, actually. I think.
Yes.
So, it will. In fact, our next battle is me versus Tony, but not with warriors. so that doesn't necessarily apply to that.
Yes. So you're looking to put right the wrongs.
Yes, I am indeed. Yes, with my Art of War. But we'll get onto that soon enough.
Yes.
And looking forward to. So, are you feeling good about Art of War with your Equitaine then, despite this
surprisingly
loss?
Yeah. I do have one more practice one to come.
I was going to say there are other practices that will go out after the tournament actually happens.
So we'll crack on with that for as well. Off the back of all the practice and things, even off the back of this, I was still excited to play Kingdom of Equitaine and see what sorts of things they could do. I do wish I had even more practice going into the tournament, but
massively,
it's all good. Just masters and things going on, time taking, but it's
absolutely,
always good to play a new army. And I'm very excited to play it and take another army to another tournament.
Great. All right. Well, we'll move on to my practice game in the next battle report, and then see where we go from there. Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Do remember to like, share, subscribe, give us more comments. There's plenty to talk about in this Equitaine army of Lucky Sixes.
Yes.
Let us know your thoughts.
See you later.